So, like the rest of you, this week you've probably seen the video that emerged from 2018 of Claressa Shields getting dropped in sparring by a man, a Russian gentleman whose name I will not try and pronounce because I can't get my head around it because I'm English. 2018 this happened apparently, and she got, obviously we've all seen the video, she got hit by a left hook, went down on her ass, flat on her back. Now, Claressa Shields, who I greatly admire as a female boxer, I think she's one of, if not the best out there at this time. Very accomplished, two-time gold medalist, multiple world champion. You know, hasn't come close to losing a fight professionally. But you've got to remember, Claressa Shields is a big fish in a very small pond, because women's boxing, although it's more prestigious now, we've only had this, it's only recent years it's been around, it's been at this level. So, you know, she's a big fish in a very, very, very small pond. Now, as I say, I respect Claressa Shields, I admire her as a boxer, I think she's fantastic. But as a human being, she's pretty despicable, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. In my opinion, she's pretty she's disrespectful. She's very insecure. She comes across as very insecure to me, anyway. This constant calling out of men. What do you want to fight men for all the time? I don't understand this. You know, it's a scientific fact that men, 99% of the time, are bigger, stronger, and faster than women. This isn't me. There's probably some soy boy, liberal prick watching this now saying, "Oh, you're a misogynist, how could you?" Oh, no, I'm a realist, I'm a normal person. Science proves that men normally, I mean there are exceptions, but normally are bigger, faster and stronger than women. It's the way we are built physically. It's not to, I'm not shitting on anybody, I'm not having a go at anybody, I'm not being a misogynist, because that's a fucking word that gets thrown around far too much in my opinion, by people who don't actually know what the fuck it means. I get called this all the time when I say things like this. You're full of shit. Do a bit of fucking research. And I don't want to see men fighting women professionally or even sparring. I wasn't comfortable watching that video, to be honest, of Claressa Shields getting put down by a man, because it doesn't mean anything. And why would I want? I mean, I'm from the generation that was brought up that men don't hit women. When I was a kid, you don't hit girls. That's what was drummed into us. Fucking thing's gone out. Sorry about that, folks. It was going out on me. And if, excuse the sniffing, it's fucking freezing here. So, yeah, I've just stepped outside to do this video. And, yeah, it's my nose immediately is running. So I do apologise. It's not very pleasant to listen to. This is only going to be a very, very short video. But I keep seeing Shields online calling out Keith Thurman and Rolly Romero and people like that. I don't want to see that. Do you know why I don't want to see it? Because I don't want to see her get hurt. I wish her all the best. I admire her as a boxer. I think she's fantastic. As a human being, she's pretty garbage in my opinion. I don't want to see her get hurt by a man. And also, you know, we keep on, you know, this latest generation. Oh, we've got to educate boys, we've got to educate young men on how to treat women. Okay, I can get on board with that most of the time. I don't like the way men are portrayed in the media as we're all bloodthirsty, abusive, horrible people, because we're not. It's a very small minority of us as men that are like that. But unfortunately, the media portrays all men as being horrible, sexist, misogynistic individuals, which is complete bullshit. But if you start having males versus females in combat sports regularly, it will. What's to stop little Johnny, 4-year-old Johnny, sitting there going, "Oh, well, it's okay to hit girls then, to get into fight with girls." You know, these fucking people who push for this shit have got a fucking screw loose, in my opinion. But again, it's just my opinion. It is what it is. I also found it quite strange that Claressa Shields accused this Russian gentleman of removing padding from his gloves, and that's why she was put down. One, I call bullshit. That sounds like a Deontay Wilder excuse. Two, why would you go to a sparring session with no padding in your gloves? And three, the chap's trainer or manager or whatever he was released a statement saying this is completely untrue. And apparently it was just a sparring session and that was fine. And then apparently Claressa Shields got too carried away and was going hard on this guy, and the guy had enough and fucking cracked her with a left hook and put her on her ass. So that seems more logical to me and believable to me than, oh yeah, he took all the padding out of his glove. Why would you do that? What kind of sadist would turn up to a sparring session to do that to a woman? I mean, why would you do that? That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any fucking sense. For a sparring session, who gives a shit about sparring, you know? And I've seen other clips of her sparring men and holding her own. Look, those men are clearly pulling their fucking punches. You can argue with me all you want. That's what I see. That's what I believe. I don't give a fuck. Excuse me, that's terrible. Just belched on camera. Who cares, okay? So, no, just shut the fuck up. Admit you got put down by a bloke and move on. No one thinks any less of you. No one cares. You know, it's from 5 years ago. Who gives a shit? Why is this surfacing now, and why is she so upset about it? I've seen her making a video screaming and crying, going on about how she pulled and went to her car. She was going to get a knife and knife the bloke. What? Over a sparring session? Hang on, you said you could beat men up. Why are you immediately getting a knife? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. So she comes across to me anyway as a very insecure individual who needs validation. She clearly probably has daddy issues, or she was abused by a man in her youth, and I feel horrible for that if it did happen. But why always calling men out? Because if she fought Keith Thurman tomorrow, Keith Thurman would knock the fuck out of her, because he's a man. He's physically stronger. You know, it's just the way life is. I don't understand why we all have to stand here and pretend that men and women are equal physically. Yes, you will have exceptions. There's always that exception out there. And obviously, if I got in the ring with Claressa Shields now, she'd beat the fuck out of me because I'm not in shape and I haven't fought for years. But if I got into shape, I would probably beat the shit out of her. That's not me being a prick and a misogynist. That's just fucking reality. And we need to get back to reality in this fucking world. And just forget about all this bullshit. Men and women need to stick to their own fucking sports. If you are biologically a man, you fight biological men. If you are biologically a woman, you fight biological women. I don't give a fuck what you identify as and how you live your life. That's up to you. You do what you want. I don't care. But if you are biologically something, you stick in that fucking lane. That's just my opinion. I feel very passionate about it. I'm sick of all this bullshit. That's just me. Sorry I got a bit passionate and a bit agitated, folks. But that's just the way I feel about these things. Anyway, I'll let you go. I'll probably post a video on Sunday. Jesse Ventura, fuck me, he's a wrestler from the 80s. Jesus Christ. I apologise, folks. I've not been awake long. I've got Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Sonny Edwards this week in a big flyweight unification fight, which I'm really, really looking forward to. So I'll be here to talk about that on Sunday. Take care, folks. I hope you're enjoying life. Hope you're well. Bye-bye.